The Senators' Kyle Turris battles with the Penguins' Olli Maatta during Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final in May. Tony Caldwell post-media. Tony Caldwell, ask yourself this: who benefits from a report that comes out on the day of the season opener that suggests the Ottawa Senators and the agent for Kyle Turris have hit a sudden and serious impasse in contract negotiations, and who gains from the ensuing speculation by highly respected hockey insiders doing the reporting that, while it's doubtful the team is prepared to sign the smooth center to a 7- or 8-year deal, the likely move now is to trade him. Why would the Senators create waves by leaking something like that? If general manager Pierre Dorion has become frustrated with talks, and we firmly believe such is not the case, what good would it do him to put that out there? It's not like he has to go through the media to let other teams know his window is open for offers. And why would the agent, Kurt Overhart, want everyone to think Turris is digging his heels in the sand for the second time in his career? What kind of a season is Turris going to have with that hanging over his head? Even if it was true, the Senators would be in no hurry to move Turris when they're trying to gain some traction for a run they hope leads them back to the playoffs. Clearly uncomfortable talking about his contract to the media, Turris was in the back, off-limits area by the time the doors to the dressing room opened to media on Friday. At some point, and surely more than once, he'll have to address the story that promises to serve as a distraction to both the team and the player. And who would that benefit? Just throwing it out there. But could this be the dastardly work of a rival GM trying to rock the Senators' boat? It's certainly conceivable. In what is expected to be another close race to the finish line, don't put it past teams to take any advantage they can get. It's also possible things could get ugly between the Senators and Turris camps. It makes sense for Turris, who is playing out a team-friendly contract, to look for security. It also seems unlikely the cash-strapped Senators will go 7 or 8 years with him, especially when Mark Stone can become a restricted free agent next summer, and Erik Karlsson deserves to get paid like the third-best player in the National Hockey League when his deal expires July 1, 2019. Will Turris get traded? It's possible if talks do plummet south. But, again, that's not what we're hearing. And if our esteemed colleagues are being fed fake news, it only threatens to throw Turris off his game. It's human nature, said Zach Smith, who signed a 4-year extension last January, when unrestricted free agency was still on his horizon. You try not to let it bother you because those are things you can't control. You really have zero control over that. Even when you think you have an idea where you sit, you don't, because people have to play their cards close to their chest. Speculation is also speculation. For the media, trades are good. It's news, it's something to talk about, they want it. But a lot of the times it's nothing anyway. Smith thinks this is one of those times. It's hard for me to imagine Turris is in this situation because he's a huge part of the team. He's been here a long time and he's been awesome while he's been here, Smith said. To me, it doesn't hold much water. When you're on the other side, you're the player, and these guys are talking about your GM wants to trade you, you've got to set that aside. I can't speak for Kyle, but if I was in that situation, it could be a distraction. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. Especially around trade deadline, and they've got those guys on the panels, 40 guys they think are getting traded, 8 of them might end up getting moved. It's a lot of worry for nothing. That may or may not be the case. In the meantime, it will be interesting to see how Turris responds tossing and turnovers after a win or a loss, good game or bad. Smith has trouble shutting it down when he gets home. If I can fall asleep by 2 a.m., that's pretty good, he said. Most guys are like that. Usually it's adrenaline. I don't bother going to bed until at least 1, Smith said. You just roll around. It's just hard to come down after a game. Sometimes it's with added guilt and regret. Smith said the wheels were turning all night after he was -3 in Thursday's shootout loss to the Capitals. There was a lot to think about, he said. There were a few things I would have done differently. Specifically, his turnover that led to Alex Ovechkin's second goal. I tried to go through the middle and I rushed it, he said. Turned it over, and they have a quick attack. They leave at least one guy in the zone. That was maybe not all my fault, but it's the responsibility of a winger to get that puck out. Checking to see which color jersey Erik Karlsson wears at practice has become duty number 1 these days. As soon as he is dressed like his teammates, it's expected Karlsson will be ready to go. I was trying to decipher the yellows from the greens to the blues, Mark Borowiecki joked Friday. He's back in the blue. My head's just spinning. When Smith was asked what color he'd like to see Karlsson wear, he said purple. I haven't seen that one yet, Smith said with a grin. There's got to be a lime green around. My first couple of years, we had the slime line or whatever. Ryan Shannon, me and Jesse Winchester. Maybe we could get that one back. Players are apparently having a chuckle watching the media checking out Karlsson's colors. "We're fascinated you guys get excited about it," Smith said.